Episode 1 of KirkTalks, where we talk about mental health, generational wealth.
Yes, sir.
Before we jump into it, Jack, why are we talking about generational wealth, mental health? Well, for one, I got 13 years of experience in the mental health world, and I've been trying to get my financial literacy, financial education up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was a situation, Jack, where I was making $20,000. I had $20,000 worth of bills.
Mm-hmm.
Started making $30,000. I had $30,000 worth of bills.
Yeah.
I jumped up to $60,000.
Right.
I had $60,000
Yeah.
worth of bills. Even got to $100,000.
Right.
I'm there now.
Yeah.
I got $100,000 worth of bills.
Right.
What am I missing?
Right.
What is going wrong?
Exactly.
So that's what we want to talk about. We want to show the people how to get out of the rat race.
Yeah.
And how to start making your money work for you.
That's true.
Like them dudes at EYL say, assets over liabilities all day, every day. But again, this is about me and Chris Jackson tonight. This is episode 1 of Kirk Talks. Without further ado, Chris Jackson, my man.
What's going on, man? Listen, me and this man go way back, walking around Winthrop, right?
Jack, they don't even think we went to school. They think it was overnight success.
Walking around Winthrop, this man pulled up at Winthrop in the Range Rover. What do you have, them 20s, 22s on or something like on the Range
I kept
Rover?
it clean. Why I kept it clean.
Yeah, man. Nah, it was. Yeah, man. We go way back, man. I learned a lot from this guy. This guy, man. I really have, man. Really have. He taught me patience. When I first met him, I was like, go, go, go. He's like, Jack, slow down a minute. Slow down, you got to sometimes.
Got to.
Definitely, man. I'm glad to be here, man. Thank you.
Well, man, I certainly appreciate you again. It means a lot. Brand new show.
Yeah.
You be my first guest. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
before we jump into it, who is Chris Jackson? Why is Chris Jackson at the couch?
It's a good question. Good question, man. First of all, I need some background for me. Grew up in Rock Hill.
Okay.
Mostly in Catawba, down in the country. Running wild down there. But I went to Rock Hill High. Went to South Carolina State for a few years, HBCU. Then I went to Winthrop, graduated from Winthrop. Then I got my master's degree. Been in the financial industry almost, since I was 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
You know, so been working there for about 15 years almost.
Okay. So definitely over 10,000 plus hours.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
I've been with three of the major banks.
So Jack, kind of tell the people, like, what are you into now? I know you were in the bank, and I know you've been with all the big three.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing now?
So I'm still working. Working. You know, my thing is you have to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
So I'm still working right now. Also, I have 5 businesses that I run as well. So I have a trucking company, I have a boat rental company, real estate investments, also a pallet business.
Okay.
And also I do stocks and trading, you know, here and there, but I also have a dispatching company as well.
Dispatch. Yeah. So for those at home, my man just said he has 5 businesses, 5 successful businesses.
Yeah.
And he still goes to his 9 to 5 each and every single day.
Okay.
Each and every day. Okay.
Got to. It's I would say the best way and the fastest way is to help your financial situation is to have multiple streams of income.
Right.
If I can have my paycheck hit my account,
right,
and I do not let it sit there and do not touch it. I don't have to touch it, right? It just sits there. But right here, I have something coming in from a trucking company.
Okay.
I might have made some money on some stocks, some dispatching, some boat rental, and then maybe flip a house on down the road, 2 or 3 houses a year, right?
Okay.
At that point, this is still growing.
Right.
And these businesses are taking care of my day-to-day activities, my house payment,
Gotcha.
Car payments, things of that nature. And then anything that's extra is coming right over here. Bill.
Right.
Stocks, investments. And then it just start to come together and start to build.
Compound.
Build.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard somebody yesterday just say they have bills every day, they have expenses every day.
Right.
They need a stream of income coming in every single day.
Right.
Would you say you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say yeah, definitely. Why not? Why wouldn't you though? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't I want to have something come in every day? It blew. I remember sitting when I left City Financial, I sat at my desk, right?
Right.
I sat at my desk, and I was there 9 years. I got frustrated one day. I said, how in the world does these people drive around in nice cars?
Okay.
Got 3 or 4 kids, nice house, at baseball games and softball games with the nice Tahoes, and everybody just good, right?
Right. No worries.
No words, right? And I'm like, I'm sitting here living paycheck to paycheck, and this paycheck is not enough. It's not enough.
Right.
I said, what? I said, how in the world do you do it? Man, 3 days later, I went in there and I quit.
Okay.
Went in there and I quit, man.
It's a bold move.
Yeah, that night before I quit.
Were you single at this time, or?
That's what I'm about to say. The night before, I had just got engaged.
Wow.
I had just bought my wife now, Kristen Jackson, a ring. I already had proposed to her. We was engaged, and that night before I went home, I was frustrated. Remember like the Boys in the Hood scene where the man, he got pulled over by the police, he came home, he went in the house, started swinging, and cried on his girl.
Okay.
That's basically what I did. I went up there, I cried on my wife, and it was like, listen, I can't do this no more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna quit.
Wow.
Do what you gotta do.
So 2 things kind of stood out to me. For one, you had an old lady that was backing you up.
Yeah.
For those at home, what Chris just explained, that's faith.
Yeah.
Didn't know his next move.
Yeah.
He was tired of that situation. The only thing he knew that he wanted to do better, and he knew it was gonna work out, so he jumped out there. Mm-hmm. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I've always been a spiritual person, you know. So I've always known God said, "Listen, I will take care of you." So God didn't tell me to quit, but He said, "Listen, I will always take care of you. Trust me." You see what I'm saying?
That's
so
powerful.
I put all my trust in Him, and then we just go from there.
That's that faith, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So Jack. I know the road wasn't smooth.
Yeah.
Were there any setbacks from you up and quitting your job, just got engaged, just bought that big ring? It was a big ring.
Yeah.
Were there any setbacks or stumbles, or how did you get from that point to owning 5 successful businesses in 2020?
Man, it would go all the way back to when me and you first throwing parties, right? I think the first party we threw, we had probably about 5 people in the building.
Okay.
We had about 5 people in the building.
We're gonna cut that out, y'all.
we lost about $300 something. The second party had about 6 people in the building. We lost a couple more dollars. That third part, we had a successful one. Okay. And we didn't look back from there, right?
Right.
But the thing about what we didn't know is the major setback that we've had, that I know I've had, was knowledge.
Right.
No one told us anything.
Right.
No one told us anything about how to make money, you know, what the value of money was, what the value of credit was. And I personally learned all this stuff after it was too late.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, they don't teach it in school.
No.
For whatever reason. Why, I don't know. But they do not teach credit, financial education. They don't even teach how to balance a checkbook.
Right.
So,
right.
The most important things you need to be successful, again, which are credit, finances, we're not learning.
Right. And I think they're trying to do a better job at it now, because my wife, she teaches that at Rocky High. So she does teach that in Rocky High, but I don't think it's part of the curriculum. I think she just teaches it based off of, like, listen, you need to know this stuff, right?
Right. So shout outs to Miss Jackson.
Yeah, so and that stuff is so important. It's more valuable than a college degree.
Right.
It's more valuable than a college degree, because if your credit is good and you understand the value of money and how to make money, everything else is over.
Well, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, he says middle class people, they value college, they value degrees. And don't get me wrong, fellas, ladies, kings, queens, there's nothing wrong with getting a college education. Right. There's nothing wrong with education. But education does not stop in the classroom.
No.
You need to have your book knowledge, your street knowledge. Yeah. You need to know everything to be successful in this game and take it to the next level.
Definitely.
So,
and even that with education is great. But think about this. If you go to school, this is how college always plays for everybody. You go to school, you say you major in business, and then somebody in your family say, "Hey, you in school?" Like, "Yeah, I'm in college." "What you majoring in?" You say business administration, something like that. "Oh yeah, you doing good." That's what everybody tell you. Right. But they don't tell you, listen, for me, graduating with a business degree did absolutely nothing for me.
Right.
Because I didn't have a pinpoint thing that I went to school for, not like computer technology,
right?
Anything of that nature. I didn't have it. So when I go to the job market, I'm like everybody else.
Right.
But if I would have had data scientists or analytical consultants, stuff like that, I could have been making 100,000 easy.
But Jack, that's about design.
Yeah.
College is designed to teach you how to get a job, teach you how to be a worker.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And as we've learned lately, you can not be wealthy or get out of the rat race being a worker.
Yeah.
You gotta own something, fellas.
Right. You gotta
own something, people.
Gotta own
so, again, the whole premise of college is teaching Jack and teaching Jill and Jane, Dick, Harry how to be a good, obedient worker.
Right.
Be on time, punch the clock, put the widget in this box, put the widget in that box, and
make the company money.
Right. Get a couple dollars.
Yeah, and that's it. And hopefully you satisfied about, okay, you making a couple dollars, you satisfied. You got a house, you got a car. But you got a house and you got a car. At the end of the week, you only got a couple $100 to do whatever you want to. You can't just go on vacation. Then they give you 2 weeks of vacation. You get 2, 3 weeks of vacation. Right. Oh, you feel you're happy. You work 52 weeks in a year. You feel you're happy with 3 weeks of vacation.
I'm glad you said that. That was kind of one of the defining moments for me.
Yeah.
My daughter had a recital or something, and I had to ask my boss, could I go to my daughter's recital?
Yeah.
It was that moment where I say, nah, this isn't work for me. I work hard. I worked all these years. I'm a grown man. Mm-hmm. I am not about to go ask another grown man, can I go to my daughter's recital?
Right.
At that very moment, I was like, this has to change. This cannot be it.
Right.
This is not life.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Masters, bachelors, 2 bachelors, masters. But yet I still have to go ask this grown man, can I go to my only daughter,
it put a different perspective.
First recital.
Yeah, it put stuff in a different light. I mean, because you gotta think about it. If you think about it, you have a 9 to 5. Like I say, nothing's wrong with working a 9 to 5, right?
Right.
But if you have that 9 to 5 and that's all you have, you basically subject to whatever they tell you to do. Right. You got people who got kids that go play football, baseball, and parents missing games.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because they have to work.
And you can't get those moments back.
Can't get them back.
And I just want to double down what you said. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. The goal is to have your 9 to 5 and to have some other streams of income on the side.
Exactly.
So you're not dependent on that 9 to 5, because just like they gave you that job, they can take that job away.
And don't get nothing about it.
Just like that.
You listen. My stepmother, Miss Carrie Crawford Washington, was on her deathbed. She's on her deathbed. This is what she told me. She's in the hospital in Columbia. She said, I worked for this company for 40 years.
Right.
Some time frame like that, about 40 years. She said, not one person has come to see me since I was in this hospital.
Wow.
She said, I gave them my everything, gave them my life.
Wow.
Not one person came to see me since I've been in this hospital. Because they don't, it's a business.
Right.
It's a business.
And that's what people don't realize. They're focused on how much money you can make them. And the moment you can't make them that money, they're focused on how much the next person can make them.
That's it.
All you are is fulfilling the need.
That's it.
But Jack, just, kind of just getting back. Mm-hmm. What kind of inspired you to get into the financial literacy, or, do you have any role models, any mentors? Like,
I'm gonna be honest. When it came to the whole financial thing, I just knew it had to be more.
Right.
I just knew it had to be more. So it didn't come by having a mentor at first. Like it wasn't a mentor at first. What it was a few conversations that I had.
Okay.
I would say I had a conversation. I had the opportunity to have a conversation with a guy he's a millionaire, right?
Okay.
So when I had this conversation with him, his conversation was different than the conversations I would normally have.
Right.
So from those conversations, he's talking about X, Y, Z, and I'm like, bro, I don't even comprehend that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He sold his company, he sold his business, he did this, he had not a bridge, but a parking deck in Chicago.
Right.
I'm like, I don't comprehend, I don't understand what you're saying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And with that moment, I said, okay, there's something that I need to be doing. So I started just soaking up as much stuff from him.
Right.
Asking him questions. So I would say he was my first mentor. But having a mentor is the most important thing to have. Because if we would have had a mentor back when we was throwing parties, come on, man.
Right.
When I bought the 745, I spent $30,000 on the 745
Okay.
BMW at the age of 22. If I would have had a mentor, that was right around the
Housing market.
exactly.
Okay. When it
Right
crashed.
when the housing market crashed. I was smart. Instead of getting $30,000 and putting in the car, that when I sold the car, it was worth $5,000.
Right.
So in essence, I lost more $25,000 bucks, right?
Right.
I would invest in a few properties.
Right. Well, Jack, you know hindsight is 2020, man, and I wish we could get some of that time back.
Yeah.
But I think you said something very important. For me, I never had a mentor until recently.
Yeah.
I would say last year, because I didn't have that person. I didn't have that millionaire that I could call because of the environment that I grew up in.
Right,
To
exactly.
keep it 1,000 with you, I was probably the sharpest tool in the box in my circle.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I couldn't pick up the phone and say, "Hey, what's the next move?" Nobody knew the next move.
Right.
But what I didn't know was every professional, every field, it's an expert, 10,000 hours. There's a book.
Mhm.
You can buy that book, $5, $10, $15, $20.
Mhm.
They give you all their professional experience in that one book.
Right.
So what I started doing, man, I wanted to know the credit. I wanted to know the financial literacy, the real estate. I just wanted, like you said, something was missing. I just wanted to know movers and shakers. Who the movers and shakers?
Right.
Been reading those books, soaking up that knowledge. I got 5 mentors on the internet that I never met. They don't know me. I don't know them.
But you soak it all
I'm
up.
soaking it all
Yeah,
up.
like a sponge,
You know,
man.
so
Like a sponge.
you have to have a mentor to get to the next level. Because what Jack said, and what we were talking about prior to we start filming, information is key.
Yeah.
What you don't know can either hold you back. What you don't know can hold you back. And if you learn it, it can take you to the next level. Banging my head, because I didn't have the formula.
Right.
Now that I have the formula, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And what I want y'all to know is, it's simple. It's all of it's 5th grade, 6th grade
It is.
education.
It is.
It's all
It's
simple.
very simple.
It's just y'all. It's stuff that wasn't taught to us in elementary school, middle school, but you have to pick up a book. You have to get a mentor. You got to get a accountability partner.
Right.
You have to have somebody that knows a little bit more than you to get to the next level.
Yep.
You know.
And I call it the 17th floor syndrome. Right?
Okay.
That's what I call it. It's like, so I kind of based off of this. Other cultures, they have this information. Their kids have this information, have this knowledge when they're younger, growing up. Right. So when they start off in their life, they start off on the 17th floor. It's a 24th floor building, right? They start off on the 17th floor. But us, for example, say growing up in Rock Hill.
Right.
One thing growing up in Rock Hill showed us was, man, sports, sell drugs. Well, that's really about it.
Right.
You really, honestly, sports and sell drugs. That's about it, right?
Right.
College came when we was in high school. That's when I first learned about college. I didn't make the crazy thing. I never knew what a fraternity was until I got to college. You see what I'm saying? But I call it the 17th floor syndrome. So when our kids, or me, for example, or our whole community, we start off on the 0th floor, in the basement, right? We start off in the basement.
And no elevator.
No elevator. We have to work ourselves up to the 17th floor.
Right.
But other cultures start at the 17th floor. So when we get to the 17th floor, we tired.
Right.
Because we know went up 16, 17 floors to get somewhere where other people are just starting from. So it's easier for them to get to the 24th floor.
Right.
But we're happy to get to the 17th floor because we started at 0, right?
Right.
So in that, if we look at it, now we got to the 17th floor. Now it's like, I don't want nobody to take my spot.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they try to say that. Well, that's where the crab in the bucket thing comes.
Right.
That's kind of like a little syndrome.
But see, you know, I just 2 days ago, I just saw the meme. Jay-Z saying, you know, the crabs in the bucket. What they don't teach us, Jack, y'all, hell, crabs don't belong in a bucket.
They don't. You think
So,
they don't?
Wait.
They don't.
So you know that's just a part of the game.
That's true.
Crab shouldn't even be in the bucket.
You don't think about it like
So
that, do you?
if you just, one just reach down and pull the other one up, we can pull each other out.
Yeah.
They got us fighting each other.
Yeah.
Crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket.
Right.
We shouldn't even be in a bucket.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That's true, man. That's true. that's true. Because it's like it's the knowledge, and that the knowledge is out. It's
right.
there now. You
right.
see what I'm saying? Like me and you was talking. Me and you on some same stuff right now. You
right.
see what I'm saying? And I keep going back to the past, right? If we would have known this then,
right.
if we would have known what we knew now,
right.
It would have been no stopping us back when we was 20, 22, 23,
oh,
24,
yeah.
25. We was already on go.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Remember, into another part of the question, you said what was something that changed, where to where I'm at now.
Right.
Brought Gucci Man to 935, right?
Okay.
Gucci Man to 935. And Miguel, this is CIAA weekend.
Okay.
Brought Gucci Man to 935 and brought Miguel to some other spot. I don't even know if I was in on the Gucci Man thing. I know I put money there, but I don't even know if I was in. You think about it. But Miguel lost, but we lost.
Okay.
Lost with Gucci Man, I lost with Miguel, right?
Right.
3-4 months later, okay, we bring Yo Gotti to
Right.
Rock Hill. We lose, right? But the thing about it was when I was in the club at the Yo Gotti thing, I was in the back of the club. My partner Britt Dunham was sitting right beside. He was sitting right beside me in the back. The whole time, all I was hearing in my head was I felt the Lord telling me, Chris, if you let all this go, and trust me, I make all your dreams come true.
Okay.
He said, you just let it go. Because you know how I was about parties. I love throwing party. But he said, if you let all this go, make all your dreams come true.
Right.
When I say I let the whole party thing go, you couldn't pay me to throw a party
Right.
around. That's why, because at that moment I felt like he was speaking to me.
Right.
And from there, it's just been up.
Okay.
It's been up since then.
So man, it sounds like you done had some divine intervention.
Yeah.
You had the faith where you jumped out there, just proposed, quit your job, and then you telling a story about when God told you to just let it all go. So, you definitely had some divine intervention. But I wanted to double back though for a moment.
Okay.
If you haven't already trademarked that 17th floor thing you were talking about, you need to do that shit tomorrow.
yeah. Okay.
So,
I mean, you show me how to do it.
So yeah, you definitely need to trademark that tomorrow because that was amazing. Mm-hmm. But for the people that don't know what you do, I know you got this brand new masterclass coming up.
Yeah.
Like, what's some of the misperceptions about what you do that people might have coming from where we come from?
Right. But first of all, I don't think people ever thought I went to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But first, and then, for some strange people thought I never worked.
Right.
I have no idea. People like, Jack, you work a job? Like, yeah.
So, Jack, I get the same thing. That's why I kind of say, like, it's strange that I've been in the mental health field for 13 plus years.
Right.
Well over 10,000 hours.
Right.
Very much an expert.
Yeah.
But people don't even think I work the job ever. I just don't get that misperception.
Yeah.
I guess it was because for a long time we were in the nightlife.
Yeah.
But what they didn't know, I was in the nightlife and then I was going to punch the clock.
Soon as you work that third shift.
So right, I guess they didn't see that part. But
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely been in the mental health field for 13 years. But so that's definitely one misperception. Or are there any others?
Well, my wife, she tells me I'm hard. She said sometimes when I say things, I say it in a harsh way.
Okay.
So when I be talking, I think I put a post on Facebook. Does God's blessing stop at a warehouse and a call center?
Okay.
So she was saying that people would think that I was talking down about people working at a call center and warehouse, and I wasn't. Right. You see what I'm saying? I was more so saying, listen, you work in a you're in the call center.
Right.
But don't let that be your final resting place.
Right.
Let that be just a stepping block.
Exactly.
So you can go up to the next level. Next level. You in a warehouse, don't just stick at the warehouse because you at the warehouse.
Right.
Up. And the reason why I say this is because I've seen it and I'm experiencing it. I experience it, right? Like, it's certain things. If I can tell you certain things, you wouldn't believe it. And I'm like, this can really happen. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you can't stop there because it's South Carolina, and at the end of the day, there was one point in time where textiles were the thing.
Yeah.
Textile factories everywhere. Polo made in South Carolina all day, every day.
Yeah.
But one day them textiles went to China.
What happened?
And all those factories, all those companies shut down. All the jobs gone.
Right.
So you can't depend on being in that call center. You can't depend on being at the warehouse because at any given moment they can shut down. Because you're just a worker.
Shut down. Yep.
So you have to get more skills. You have to have more education. You have to
have ownership.
You have to.
Have ownership.
That's what it's all about. Yep. Ownership. So Jack, tell me this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you juggle 5 successful businesses? How do you make that happen?
Man, I be on go, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I be on go. I make sure. First and foremost, it's a blessing from the Most High. I always give all the praise to the Most High because without the Most High giving me breath, without this opportunity, without whatever the wisdom and knowledge He give me, I give him all the praise, right? But definitely be on go, man.
Okay.
Like it's the opportunity. I do everything from my cell phone.
Okay.
And that's the thing about it. Like the dispatching company, running the trucking company, the real estate. I can do all this stuff from my cell phone.
Okay.
Only thing I have to go out on is the pallets, right? The pallets I normally do on weekends.
Okay.
Go get pallets and things like that. But besides that.
And when you say go get pallets, what is that?
It's a pallet business. So what I do is I get like the pallets you see. Say for example, if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, right?
Okay.
And you see that they got flooring on these pallets that you gotta that it sit on so it don't sit on the floor.
Right.
They take them pallets and throw them away. I go get those pallets, right? And I go and sell the pallets.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you mean to tell me when I go to Home Depot, all that stuff on the pallet, you can go buy that stuff?
No, so I don't buy stuff on the pallet.
Right.
Once the stuff is off the pallet, just that wood pallet at the bottom that it's sitting on,
right.
I get that wood pallet and go sell that wood pallet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jack, who buying wood pallets?
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
You would be surprised who buy wood pallets. Think about this. We got to think about when you look at the whole aspect of like a process map, right? You look at a process. At the beginning of the process, you have A. At the end of the process, you have Z.
Right.
So you have the beginning and the end. What is your end user, right? How does your end user receive their product?
Right.
Okay. They build the product, they package the product, they ship the product.
Right.
Boom. Stop right there with shipping. When you ship something, what do you have to ship? What do you have to put Coca-Cola bottles on?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? What do you have to put Pepsi, Sprite bottles on? Just stuff like that.
Y'all, and Jack just gave me a real sophisticated example, but what he just told you is something you learned in kindergarten. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
There you go.
So it's always a business. You just got to know what you're looking for.
Know what you're looking for. It's crazy. And if I actually tell, I'm teaching something. I'm holding back. I'm teaching some of that stuff. You know,
Jack, you
gotta
give him a little
right?
bit. You gotta give him a little bit.
Gotta give him some, but I taught you about the aspect of it and how much the overhead after this. But I'm teaching that in my class. So
okay. So I'm glad you brought up the class. Mm-hmm. When is your class? What is your class? And just share that with the people a little bit.
So it's January 11th, 2021.
Okay.
January 15th, 2021.
And where is it?
It's online. It's on Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom online. I call it Blitz Week. Right?
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm spending 20 hours that whole week with everybody.
Wow.
So from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm showing them the 5 businesses that I currently run. So I'm showing them how to set up a trucking company, boat company, dispatching company, real estate, and the pallet company. Right.
Wow.
And I'm showing them how to set it up and showing them step by step how to run it successfully and giving them all my contacts.
Wow.
So
okay.
Was that for the trucking company? Giving all my contacts, who I go through, who I use, who I got my trucks from, who I get my trailers from, all that stuff.
So A to Z from all 5 businesses.
All 5 businesses.
Oh wow.
January 11th through the 20th.
What's the cost on the Jack?
$4.99.
$4.99.
$4.99, and I'm charging $4.99 because for one, I could do it for free, right?
Right.
But say if I do it for free and I open up a Zoom meeting, I do it for free, you would probably have 100-something people in there.
Right.
200, 300 people in there, right? But at the same time, out of those 200-300 people, how many people are going to actually take this knowledge and go do it.
Right.
So if you put a price tag on it, then you know you're dealing with serious people.
Right. So they got to respect it.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, you are a successful businessman. You don't have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 successful businesses.
Yeah.
What people don't realize and what our people are not good at is seeing the value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people thinking $500, that's a lot of money. But if I take Jack's course, then I can make $500,000 or $50,000 each business.
Right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hearing it $500. That's essentially $100 per business. Right. You can't lose.
You can't lose.
You know.
And some people teaching the classes. I took the first real estate class I took. I paid $400 for 2 days.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? 2 days worth of training, paid $400.
And I bet you walked away from that class not having any direction, not knowing how to apply that information. I just wasted my money.
And the crazy thing about it was, I didn't really learn any direction from it because I went and actually got my first property the next day.
Right.
Right. And I had to get him to sign paperwork, but I didn't know which paperwork to sign. So I'm in a hotel room. I just paid for this class. I took this class, but when I left, I didn't know what paperwork to get signed. So I'm up there doing research all night to make sure I have the right paperwork so I can get this man to sign his house over to me and take it to the place I got to take it to so we can claim my name. Right?
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, Jack, I think that's a good place to kind of stop it. What I want to do at this point is this podcast, this live stream, this KirkTalks is about generational wealth and mental health. Like, how does what you do and let me rephrase that. Basically, what does generational wealth mean to you?
Generational wealth. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It does not mean money. That's the thing about it. It doesn't mean money.
Okay.
Right? Because the reason why I say it doesn't mean money, think about right now with all this racial injustice going on.
Okay.
And you seeing companies giving billions and millions of dollars to people, right?
Right.
You see the NFL they sung the Black National Anthem or something.
Right. Right.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, Kirk.
Right.
I don't care nothing about no Black National Anthem. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. You can give millions and millions of dollars to organizations so they can have XYZ. That's good. That's good. People need stuff, right? But the one thing no one is asking for, and none of these corporations are giving, is the knowledge.
Right.
Listen, generational wealth comes from knowledge. Right. Because people make money, lose money all the time. But as long as I know how to make money, I'm good.
So I'm glad you said that, because as long as your credit is good and you understand your credit and you understand how to make the money, you will always be in a position to make the money. Nobody can take that from you. Just like education. We get this book knowledge, this book education, and they say nobody can take it from you. Well, once you learn how to manipulate money and manipulate credit, and that's Jack's word, that's a bad word. Once you learn how to use credit, you know, nobody can take that from you. And you know, you could lose $1 million today, but you can get it back tomorrow. So that's how you form the generational wealth. I also want to just tie in that mental health is key. To be a successful business owner, to be successful at anything, your mental health has to be up to par. You have to have that balance. Mind, body, soul, mental, physical, emotional, and spirit. We have to feed all of those aspects. Yeah. And that's the only way we can obtain generational wealth. For me, generational wealth is having that freedom to do what I want to do, when I want to do, and be able to pass something to my kids. The two top ways to pass generational wealth are through life insurance and real estate. Yeah. Yep. If you don't have life insurance, you need to get some today. Do not live another day without life insurance. Yeah. Get you a house. Some people say that's not an asset. It is an asset. It is. Get you a house. Leave it to your family, but do not leave your children, or do not go through life and don't leave your children anything. Give them a head start. Like Jack say, start them at the 17th floor. We can no longer start in the basement. Start them at the 17th floor. You better coin out before I do. For real.
But it's true though, man. It's definitely true.
Right.
It's definitely true, and I say it's true because for one, I did it. Right. Okay. I did that. I went from 0 to the 17th floor. Right. My dad worked at Bowaters forever.
Right.
He told me he got into the door working at Bowaters being a janitor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Other people come into other coaches and come into Bowaters. They come into positions.
Right.
He came as a janitor. Right. He came as a janitor.
Wow.
Had to work himself up in almost 30-some years.
That's
see what
awesome.
I'm saying?
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
But Jack, tell the people how they can reach you.
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram at cjack130, cjack130. Also, you go to my website. I got multiple websites, but one website is www.iwantknowledge.com. www.iwantknowledge.com.
Like
And that's if you want to set up join the class for January 11th. You can go there. I also do a stock option trading where I show people how to trade stock options as well, and that's tradingwithchris.com. www.tradingwithchris.com.
Okay, awesome. Well, y'all, this is my man Chris Jackson. This is KirkTalks. This was episode number 1. We're gonna bring you a different topic, a different guest every week, where we talk about mental health, generational wealth, and everything in between. We are no longer taking nothing. We're gonna leave our children something, and we're gonna get out of the rat race, and we're gonna empower our people. We signing off. Of course, y'all gonna ask any questions y'all want. We're gonna post this up live. Y'all have any questions, send them to me, send them to Jack, and we will get back to y'all. KirkTalks, Chris Jackson, we out.